6 exercises that transformed ordinary men into legends of strength and endurance. When we hear about Shaolin monks, it's easy to imagine mystical warriors from movies flying through the air, breaking bricks with their bare hands, standing unshaken against blows that would floor anyone else. But behind the legends is something very real. Decades of unrelenting practice, exercises so simple in appearance yet so brutal in their effect that they forge bodies of steel and minds of absolute focus. Unlike our modern gyms packed with machines, supplements, and endless gadgets, the Shaolin path was stripped down. Just bodyweight, discipline, and the burning desire to master not just the body but the mind. And from this, they created a training system that still amazes the world. Today, we'll walk through 6 of the most powerful exercises the monks performed, movements that built not only muscles but an unbreakable spirit. The first and perhaps most iconic is the horse stance. It looks like a man frozen mid-sit, knees bent, thighs parallel to the ground, spine tall, arms extended as if holding a sword of air. But do not underestimate it. The horse stance is the foundation of Shaolin strength. To stand like this for minutes or hours, as the masters demanded, is to feel your legs ignite, your core tremble, and your mind scream for release. The monks held their ground, teaching their nervous system that stillness can be power and pain can be endured. Over time, this one posture became a fortress, giving them the base to strike, leap, or absorb impact without faltering. From the legs, the training moved to the hands. Fingertip push-ups were a hallmark of Shaolin endurance. Imagine pressing the earth away not with your palms, but with nothing more than the fragile ends of your fingers. Day after day, the monks hardened their hands until fingers became like iron rods. This wasn't vanity training, it meant that in combat their grip could crush, their strikes could pierce, and their wrists could withstand enormous pressure. Some monks went further, balancing their entire weight on just 2 fingers. A feat that for us seems impossible, but for them was proof of what years of practice can unlock. Balance and focus were next. The crow pose, known today through yoga, was not just about arm strength. For the monks, it was a lesson in uniting the body and mind. Perched on their hands with knees tucked against the arms, they floated above the ground like the birds they studied in nature. Every muscle of the core tightened, every nerve sharpened until the body became as steady as a sculpture. The longer they held it, the quieter their thoughts became, turning physical strain into mental clarity. But Shaolin strength was never just static. They believed movement should mirror the natural world. That's why the bear crawl became one of their essentials. Low to the ground, moving on hands and feet, the monks mimicked the powerful gait of the bear. This primal movement worked every muscle from shoulders to legs, while also testing their coordination and endurance. Crawling forward and back across temple courtyards, sometimes for hours, they built not only brute strength, but the resilience to keep moving even when their bodies begged them to stop. Then came a sequence that symbolized patience, turning into readiness, the plank to deep squat. Holding the plank forged unshakable stability in the shoulders, arms, and core. Exploding into the squat demanded power, mobility, and control. Back and forth, plank to squat, the monks rehearsed what it meant to be both rooted and agile. To endure pressure calmly, then strike with speed and precision. For them, this exercise was not just physical, it was philosophy in motion. And finally, one of the simplest yet most profound, the one-leg stance. Inspired by the herons that lived near temple lakes, monks would stand on a single leg for extraordinary lengths of time, sometimes with eyes closed, sometimes balanced on narrow wooden poles. The supporting leg trembled, the foot clawed into the ground, and the mind was forced to find stillness within chaos. This built not just balance, but resilience in the small stabilizing muscles we often neglect, and perhaps more importantly, the kind of inner calm that no opponent could shake. What ties all these exercises together is not just physical power, but the lesson that strength is born in discomfort. The Shaolin monks learned to welcome the burning thighs, the aching fingers, the trembling arms. Each posture, each crawl, each moment of balance was a step closer to mastering not only their bodies but themselves. And here's the most remarkable truth: you don't need a temple to practice these. No machines, no supplements, no complex routines. Just discipline, patience, and the willingness to endure. Because if monks could transform themselves into legends with nothing but these movements, imagine what you could achieve if you started practicing them today.